Item 6, questions from members of the public. Oh, sorry.
No.
Oh, sorry, is it? Oh,
Yeah, no.
public representations.
No.
We have 2 items that have been received by the council prior to the publication of the agenda. We will take those 2 items. We understand a number have been sent in subsequently, and we'll be contacting each person individually and making an appointment to meet with them, discuss their concerns. So, item 1, letter from the Manchester Drive Allotment Society. Do we have a representative from Manchester Drive Allotment Society? Thank you very much. Do come forward and speak.
Hello, can you hear me? So I'm going to face you lot. It looks better that way. Right, my question is as follows. The allotment site at Manchester Drive represents what is probably in terms of size and in number of Leigh residents directly involved, your biggest resource. At the last full council meeting, you specifically reiterated your continued support for the allotments, of which we were very relieved and grateful for. You will be aware that the Manchester Drive Allotment Society, MDAS, has for very many years existed not only to support its own members, but also to support the work of Leigh Town Council in managing this site. Allow me to point out briefly what we actually do. We maintain a list of residents who would like to take on a plot. We contact them and invite them over to view the plots as and when they become available. We talk with them about having a plot. We take their details, which we then pass on to your allotment officer, who then handles the tenancy agreement from there on. We clear plots that are overgrown in order that prospective tenants can actually see what they are getting. Most plots, when they are given up, are usually in a bit of a state. We hire in skips, usually 6 a year at a cost of over £350 per skip. We do this because since the introduction of the clean air policy, we are unable to burn any rubbish, plant or rotting wood, which, as you can imagine, is a great deal. A few years ago, we had to pay for the removal of car tyres from the plot that had accumulated, and believe it or not, they ran into hundreds. We now have the same issue to deal with on the Leigh site, should the amalgamation between the 2 sites take place. We maintain the security of the site by padlocking all gates and by the use of security lights. Padlock replacement alone can cost several £100s each year. The main gate padlock is open and closed, we estimate at least 50,000 times per year, because we always open it and lock it again as soon as we leave. So anybody coming in and going out, that's 4 times they've used that padlock. That soon mounts up. And good though they are, we do buy very good locks, they do often fail and have to be replaced. We maintain the tracks by buying in bags of gravel chippings, over 20 bags in the last year. We have well over a mile of tracks on the MDAS site itself. Plot holders wish to be able to access their plots by car, as they are often having to bring in and take home heavy stuff. Cars are now much bigger, tyres are wider, and our tracks do suffer. We do close them when it is very wet, such as now. We only have very limited parking on hard standing areas. This year we had to pay for the middle of one of our tracks to be taken out completely because smaller cars were beginning to bottom out on the tracks as they drove up. We pay for the grass to be cut. We maintain the water troughs throughout the site by fitting new valves as and when necessary. There are over 50 troughs across the 2 sites. This last week we had to remove a device that had been fitted onto the inlet water pipe, which would have enabled a plot holder responsible to be able to fit a hose pipe. All of this and more we do with a maintenance of allowance of £3,000 for the MDAS site and £1,500 on the Leigh site. This figure has not changed in the past 15 years that I have been associated with the site, and yet costs have risen considerably. As we head towards amalgamation of the 2 sites, we would ask the committee to consider a not unreasonable below inflation figure of £6,000 towards the continued upkeep of the site. Thank you for your consideration. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your question. I've noted your comments and concerns, And this is definitely something we will pass on to the Community and Culture Committee, who are responsible for the allotments, and will discuss at their meeting in December, where fees and charges and budget will be discussed for you. Thank you very much.